Hello, welcome to the Beer Garden. As now we are still counting down to the season ends. There will be only 4 meetings left in this season. And today we will be talking about the second last Happy Valley meeting for the season, which will be on Wednesday. There will be a 9 race card. And as usual, we will be talking about the triple trio races, race 5 to race 7, and then followed by our best bet and value bet. Today, Joe and Steve will join us for our preview, and Sarah, she will be appear in the coming Beer Garden show. So stay tuned. So let us start with talking about the first leg of the triple trio. That will be race 5. It is a class 4 race over 1200 meters. Joe, let me start with asking you, who do you like in race 5?
Race 5, I kind of went for a little bit of an outsider value pick, and that's going to be number 4, Gem of South China with Keith Yung. The last race at Charene, it was a $9 chance, but didn't really fire as well as I thought he would that race, because he did have a couple of trials going in there, and he looked okay. He had a winning trial back in the early part of June. So that was up the straight at Charene. So now he's going to go face the turn at Happy Valley and taking a little bit more distance, but he is drawn 1. So that's where you want to be in these sprint races out of Street Boss. I think that with those trials, you could throw out that last race. I think he'll be a little bit more closer to the pace this time since he's drawn 1. And for a bit of a value pick, I think you could he probably is going to now have the fitness on his side. He did have a spell after that for 65 days. So he was behind Chevelle Vian, who we know that Lyle Hewittson's been winning on. So I'm going to take a chance here, a bit of an outsider, $21 or $20 or so, but about $4 on the place line. So that's going to be Gem of South China for me, and that is horse number 4.
Yeah, so Joe has his value bet here. Number 4, Gem of South China. This time he will be jumping from gate 1. He is quite a big and strong horse, and now currently the price will be $21, quite a good price. And I also think that race 5 is also quite good for us to looking for some outsider. And Steve, who do we have in race 5?
Well, I didn't go for an outsider. I probably went for the favourite, and that's number 3, Harmony in Home, ridden by Harry Bentley. He's not a prolific winner. He's had 2 wins from 29, but he was a close second last time to Ambitious Heart. Bentley retains the ride. He's drawn in gate 3, which is nice. And he's a horse that really needs a good pace to aim at. I think you'll get that with the kind of Loris there. Loris likes a good set the pace. So for me, yes, Harmony in Home. I don't think he's getting any better at his age, but I think he is a good level of form. He's well handicapped, and hopefully he can win. But it's a tough race. I even thought Triple had a chance, but that's a rather tricky draw for Triple out in Barry at 11. So for me, yes, Harmony in Home to win race 5.
Yeah, so number 3, Harmony and Home, this time will be jumping from gate 3. I think that now he's quite competitive at the current rating, and he's definitely able to bounce back. And for me, I will also looking for some outsider here. My value bet will be number 10, Touch Faith. Although he is a 2-time class 5 winner, I think he is quite competitive in class 4, especially he is carrying just a lightweight, this time with Zach Porton on board. So the price currently will be $12. I remember that we always mentioned that with the Zach Porton's mount, if the horse has some great value, so don't underestimate him. So this time, Touch Faith will be ridden by Zach and breaking from gate 2. I quite like his performance last time out because he breaks quite well. And however, at that time, Jerry Chow was on board and he hold the horse immediately in the midfield, and then he was beaten by around 4 lengths. And just 2 weeks after last time out and recently, I quite like his track work performance, showing that the horse is quite fit at the moment. So this time getting a good draw and also with Zach Porton on board, I think that I will have my value bet here. That will be number 10, Touch Faith. So to recap race 5 in the first leg of the triple trio, Joe has his value bet here, number 4, Gem of South China, and Steve goes for number 3, Harmony and Home, and I will also have my value bet here, which will be number 10, Touch Faith. So let's talk about the second leg of the triple trio. That will be race 6. It will be another batch of class 4 over 1200 meters. Joe, who do we have in race 6?
I took another one that's drawn number 1, and that's going to be number 8, a 3-year-old double show with Lyle Hewitson. I think that this one's the 3-year-olds going and drawing really good is gonna be very beneficial to the race. And he is the current favorite right now, $4.60. And Lyle Hewitson always likes to press the pace a little bit, so I think that he should be up in the front somewhere, and if not, he'll be off the pace, sitting behind Compassion Super, who should be the pace in the race. But I mean, not really that great performances last times out, a 6th, a 4th, a 3rd, so he is getting thereabouts. He was at big prices as well, but now he's going to try Happy Valley for the first time in his career, and I think it's probably the track that's going to be suited better for him. So I'm going to go with number 8, double show with Lyle Hewitson.
Yes, right. The Happy Valley debut for number 8 double show, and this time he gets a good draw. And I think that the city circuits will be more suitable for him. And Steve, how about you? Who do you like in race 6?
I went for number 4, Hardly Swears, which is something I do, hardly swear. And it's interesting because he actually won his first three out of his first 4 races in Hong Kong, and rather surprisingly has gone nothing from 20 since. So he's a bit of a long losing run. But a nice horse. He's returned from a 280-day absence with 3 good runs. And he was just behind the reopposing Leslie last time. He didn't get the best of runs that day. He was carried towards the rail a little. So I expect another good run from Hardly Swears. The problem is gate 11, which is obviously wide over the 1,200 metres of Happy Valley. But the likely favourite Leslie is drawn even wider. That's gate 12. And I think Hardly Swears has a good chance. On his in is Spicy Grill, a really small horse, but very game, very consistent, and a habitually slow starter. So there's every chance that Hardly Swears can get a nice slot early in the race. And under Vincent Ho, who knows him well, I'm taking him to win, finally.
Yes, number 4, Hardly Swears. He suffered from some setback before, but it is good to see him now bouncing back. And he is quite lightly raced in this season, which will be a big advantage for him, especially near the season ends. And for me, my selection in race 6 will be number 7, Compassion Super. As Joe just mentioned before, I think that he may be the leader in the field, so he is able to get the rail, which will be quite suitable for him. It is his best riding tactic, I think. So Compassion Star will be going back to Happy Valley again after having a great run at Charene. Last time out, he went 4th behind California Veins and Beauty Tycoon. And it also proved that maybe this horse is more suitable for racing over 1,200 meters. And this time, Zach Porton will be on board for the first time. I don't think the draw is a problem because he is fast enough to get the rail. So if he breaks well under Zach Porton, I think Compassion Super in race 6 will be having quite a good chance, so I will go for him. So to recap race 6, our selection includes Joe goes for number 8 double show, for Steve number 4 Hardly Swears, and my selection will be number 7 Compassion Super. So let's talk about the final leg of the triple trio. Race 7 will be another class 4 race, but the distance is a bit different. It will be over 1650 meters. Joe, who do you like in race 7? Sorry.
Race 7, I went, excuse me, race 7, I went down the bottom, number 12, Amazing News, Casper Founds and Keith Young again. So I'm hoping that Keith Young actually has a good day at Happy Valley, or a good night, I should say. Son of Tornado, in one of the last 2 races, he does have a turn of foot towards the end. Actually, Keith Young gave him a good ride in his race in April, going towards the rail. And I know that he has a little bit of good turn of foot once he heads to the top of the lane. But it is 1650. He's been about it before. He is carrying bottom weight, and he's been getting thereabouts as a bottom weight as well, going into the class 4s from class 5. So I think he does have a bit of a chance. He should sit back, so you don't worry a little bit if he is in the back. That's just how he is. But he's tried shot 10 in the 1400s before, and then he did get a second under Blake Shin behind Red Brick Fighter at $26. So I'm gonna take Amazing News number 12 with Keith Young on board.
Yes, trainer Casper Fong is sending 6 horses on today. I think that all of them are having quite good chances. So don't forget number 12, Amazing News, which will be Joe's selection in race 7. And Steve, how about you? Do you have any value bet in race 7?
Well, I went for the best bet with Big Two actually in this race. I think he has a really good chance, trained by Douglas White and Lyle Hewitson, who are having a fantastic season. Must admit, I did like the chance of Joe's selection, 12 Amazing News. Did consider that, and has a very good opportunity there. But I'm just hoping that Big Two wins, because he really does deserve to. He's finished placed in his last 4 runs. And of course, Lyle Hewitson is having a fantastic season. He's well drawn in Gate 1. So he has the choice. He can either go for it, make the running, he can stalk the pace. But he's really consistent. He's still nicely handicapped of a rating of 51, holding his form well. He makes his return after a slight setback, but nothing too serious. And he impressed in a recent, he looked good in a recent trial. So he's the one for me in race number 7. That's number 4, Big Two.
So Steve has his best bet here, race 7, number 4, Big Two. This time he is lucky enough to draw well. Again, Gate 1 is a big advantage for him. The jockey and trainer partnership is now still on fire, and I also quite like his Berry trial performance recently. And for my pick, which will be in our number 6, My Intelligence. This 4-year-old already had the Happy Valley experience before, but at that time he was racing over 1,200 meters, which was too short for him. And then later he broke the maiden in Hong Kong over 1,400 meters at Charene, and he also finished quite well after his victory. So I believe at the current rating of 48, he is still able to improve. And My Intelligence is also having quite good pedigree. He is signed by Holy Roman Emperor and out of a Galileo mare. So this time, stepping up to 1,650 meters will be much more suitable for him. And also, along with the impressive track work recently, I believe that My Intelligence is now ready for a longer distance. And also, I will be looking for him when he returns to Happy Valley. So I will go for number 6, My Intelligence. So to recap race 7 in the final leg of the triple trio, Joe goes for number 12, Amazing News, and Steve has the best bet here, number 4, Big Two, and my selection will be number 6, My Intelligence. So after talking about the triple trio, race 5 to race 7, let us talk about our best bet on Wednesday. Joe, who will be your best bet?
My bet, excuse me, my best bet is sort of a value bet as well. Race number 2 over 2,200 meters. That's going to be number 5, Son of McAfee with Luke Curry. So look, after the spell that he had, he's been second, third, first, second. So he is consistent. And then the last 3 races, he happened to draw number 9. So he's actually drawn number 8. I don't know if that one barrier is going to make a big difference, but he is consistent. He probably wants that extra from the last race for the 1,650 to the 2,200. But he was far behind, 3 lengths. The other races he won with Joe Moreira as a bottom weight by 2 lengths or 3 lengths. So he does get there. It's kind of a crazy price to see him at $9.60, but you will get about evens if you get him on the place line as well. But Luke Curry on board, I don't see that as a concern either. He is a very consistent horse. He is about 57 kilos, so he is a top weight or around there. But I think he should make that. I think that 200 or that 2,200. Oh my God, I can't even say it. 2,200 meters should help one of the biggest races in Happy Valley. So I mean, nothing against the rest of the field. I mean, it's a pretty strung out field with everybody else, because you have like Coolon Great, Pakistan Friend, Hyperion Tree, Wonder Years. But I think for the value that you're getting with Son of McAfee, especially with his consistency, I think that is a good price as a best bet for either way, if you go a win or a place line. So I'm going to go with Son of McAfee number 5 in race number 2.
Yeah, actually, I expect him to be shorter, but the price now is $9.6 for Son of McPhee, number 5 in race 2. I think that for this distance, he is also capable to doing that because Son of McPhee, as a Son of McPhee, this category also supports him for a longer distance. So I think he may be shorter tomorrow, but no problem. Currently, $9.6 is very attractive. And Steve, can you remind us who will be your best bet?
Yes, I'm going to the final leg of the triple trio. That is race number 7, and the horse is number 4, Big Two. He's a nice horse. He's finished second, third on his last 4 starts. He's drawn favourably in gate number 1, and he's trained by Douglas White, a really good trainer and a really good jockey in Lyle Hewitt, and a really popular combination this season. He has been consistent all through the season. He had a laceration to his right hock, which prevented his participation last time, but it turned out to be a sort of a minor setback. And his last, as you said, his last Valley trial was nice. It was obviously too short a distance for him to be fully effective, but he ran third to the classy Stoltz, who of course takes in the best race of the meeting, and that is the Class 2 sprint in race number 9. So yes, that's the one for me. Big Two in race 7, but it's a very interesting race. Your pick, of course, is My Intelligent, a nice horse stepping up to this trip for the first time, and also the likes of Everlaugh, who's getting on now. He's 8 years old, but still very consistent. Sunny Delight has a good chance under Zach Purton, and also Free Fall's a nice horse, but all his wins have come at Charene, so possibly better suited to that track. But for me, hopefully, Big Two. I don't think anyone would grudge him a win. He certainly deserves one.
Yes, right. Race 7 is quite wide open, but I also think that it is time for number 4, Big Two, to break the maiden in Hong Kong. And for my best bet, it will be in the opener. I like race 1, that will be number 6, Mr. Monte. Mr. Monte is a 8-year-old, but he is still competitive. We see that earlier in this season, he is a 2-time winner over 1,800 meters at Charene. And I think that this 8-year-old horse is one of his big advantage will be the consistent gate speed, because last time out he went a solid 3rd in the course and distance class 4 race, proving that he is still able to win when the rivals are weaker. So today he will race in class 5. He is expected to perform well, and also with Dylan Moe on board again, he partnered this horse to win twice earlier in the season. He knows the horse well, and also gate 5 is quite an ideal draw for him to lead, especially there. I think that there is not many speed in race 1. So Mr. Monte, number 6 in race 1 will be my best bet. So let me recap our best bet on Wednesday. For Joe, it will be race 2, number 5, Son of McPhee, and for Steve, race 7, number 4, Big Two, and for me, race 1, number 6, Mr. Monte. And after talking about our best bets, let's talk about our value bet. Joe, who will be your value bet? Can you tell us again?
Yeah, it's going to be race 5. It's class 4 race over the 1,200 meters. That is going to be the number 4, Gem of South China. I think he just needed that run first up at Charene. So I think second up, he'll probably have a better chance with the fitness on his side. He just needed that one run to get that experience. And I mean, he is a 4-year-old gelding, so he's not a 3-year-old, and he's a sort of street boss. So that's one of our big sires here in America. So with Blake Shin last time, he was drawn barrier 3 up the straight, $9. So I think you're going to get he's probably going to be a really big price, but I think that for the value of getting that second up again should provide something for him. I think he just needed that run, and then now he'll improve off of that. So number 4, Gem of South China with Keith Yule.
Yes, the progeny of Street Boss is also doing quite well in Hong Kong, and race 5, number 4, Gem of South China, getting a good draw, also have some good chance on Wednesday. And Steve, how about you? Who will be your value bet?
Well, I thought there was a few candidates this time for a value bet. I also liked in race number 1, I thought This Is Charisma, who I've tipped there, would bounce back from a below par run when he was made favourite under Zach Purton. I think he'll run well. It's my tip in race 1. But I think in race 4, I go to the Garden Road handicap over the minimum trip of 1,000 metres in race 4, and Momentum Galaxy, trained by Jimmy Ting. He's not the most frequent of winners, but he's now down to a very nice mark of 51. He's ridden by Harry Bentley. He's drawn in 4. He needs a good pace to be effective, but I think that's likely. And yeah, so I like his chance. Sergeant Pepper runs, of course. He broke a Lonely Heart or two last time when beating See You Again. See You Again doesn't run this time, so that makes Momentum Galaxy's life a little bit easier. And I think if there's a good pace on, Momentum Galaxy is the horse for me.
Yes, I think so. Momentum Galaxy, number 9 in race 4. This time he will be jumping from a better draw, and I think that he is able to stay in the midfield. And race 4, there are lots of speed, which will be very favorable for him. And for my value bet, we just mentioned that in race 5, number 10, Touch Faith will be my value bet. Actually, I think that there are a lot of horses ridden by Zach Porton on Wednesday. Most of them will be carrying the top weight, so it may be a bit difficult for them to have some good result. However, Touch Faith, number 10 in race 5, with Zach Porton on board, he will be just carrying 119. And also, I believe he is also able to take advantage of the good draw. After breaking from gates 2, he may be getting the rail behind the leader, which will be a nice position for him. And currently, the price will be $12. I think that he is quite a good choice of our value bet. So to recap our value bet on Wednesday, for Joe, race 5, number 4, Gem of South China, and for Steve, race 4, number 9, Momentum Galaxy, and for me, race 5 again, it will be number 10, Touch Faith. So that's all for our preview on Wednesday at Happy Valley. So there will just 2 more Happy Valley meetings left, and also I just checked that there will be a huge jackpot containing the estimated dividend will be 9 million Hong Kong dollars in the triple trio. So hope we will hit it before the season ends. See you next time. Bye.
Hello， 各位馬迷朋友，大家好，又係 BONO 講心水嘅時間啦。今次我就揀咗第5場4班嘅12米同大家傾下嘅。呢一場我嘅首選啦係11號嘅鼓浪精彩啊！呢匹馬今季啦先至開始喺香港服役嘅啫。雖然就未入過3甲啊，但係見到佢最近幾場嘅走勢啦，可以話咧越嚟越接近，咁應該咧都好快可以交出得表現㗎啦。最近4場啦，佢無論係跑沙田或者谷草嘅1200咧，都有個咧幾好嘅走勢，都攞到個接近嘅獎金名次嘅。尤其是最近2場跑谷草1200啦，因為咧排檔比較外一啲，咁早段咧就焗住留後啊。咁但係去到直路咧都能夠發揮到幾強勁，冇斷翻嚟咧，咁追翻近，只係輸俾頭馬咧過嚟馬位嘅啫。尤其是上一場即係6月8號當晚啦。嗰場3甲馬咧都係咧早段都係貼欄啦慳住位嘅，咁而佢咧沿途咧都要走外碟，轉彎咧仲 set 出咧成6、7貼轉彎咁樣翻嚟，最後咧都係輸過嚟馬位嘅啫。見到佢咧其實喺蝕位之下咧仍然咧能夠咁接近，咁相信咧佢好快喺4班咧都會交出咧表現㗎啦。另一個睇好佢原因咧就係今次賽前咧都見到巴道啦，準備都相當之積極啊。除咗有拍跳之外咧，亦都咧親自幫佢咧彈草閘喎。而且咧出事嘅時候咧，就有幫佢加咗個咧眼罩嘅配備，咁試起上嚟啦，個效果咧都幾好啊。所以今次啦出賽嘅時候咧，就見到佢申請咧就重戴眼罩，相信咧呢個配備咧都係俾到啲新鮮感佢咧，可以加強佢表現嘅。其實睇翻咧星期3晚啦，4班1200咧。係有拆組分別第5、第6場，第5場咧亦都咧出唔滿額嘅，但係都見到馬房咧就刻意幫佢咧就打咗個黃牌，咁望護球咧就可以咧一定出到賽。從種種嘅部署見到啦，去到季尾又彈閘，又轉配備，搞咁多嘢啦，相信咧佢今次出嚟咧都唔係純粹為咗咧減分部署下季㗎，所以我哋好有機會啦，相信佢今場啦趁輕磅喺呢度咧出冷嘅。不過畢竟呢匹馬咧始終都係處女馬啦，咁所以要搏嘅話咧都要有咧合理賠率先得嘅。如果臨場個獨贏咧有大概8倍左右咧，咁我覺得咧先值得咧係搏下獨贏啦，或者攞去咧做冷 QT 膽嘅。而配腳方面啦，可以揀翻幾匹今場嘅熱門實力分子嘅，包括1號嘅三生好運啦，3號人和嘉誠，仲有一匹啦就係6號嘅前鋒啦。尤其是呢匹前鋒啦，上星期咧先至出完嘅啫，徐宇石而家咧都要爭成績，仲爭2邊咧就畢業嘅，所以呢匹前鋒啦戰意咧一定唔需要懷疑嘅，趁狀態啦現時都幾好嘅情況之下咧，衝鋒再出，今次咧亦都由無軒東換咗何澤堯策騎相信發揮咧會更加好嘅。 咁所以咧呢匹嘅前鋒啦，我認為係呢匹本浪精彩嘅最大嘅挑戰者嚟嘅。即管睇下啦，咁呢幾匹心水，咁星期三晚咧可唔可以一齊咧交到好嘅表現啦？今次講到呢度啦，我哋下條片再見啦，祝大家好運，拜拜。
各位好，又係中年大叔講心水嘅時間。今次賽事係7月5號星期三跑谷草嘅9場夜晚。大叔今次就會推介華將蔡明小騎嘅一匹熱門馬胡椒軍曹俾大家。因為臨近季尾關係，蔡明少同徐宇石馬房本身都有各自嘅目標站。暫時蔡明少以52場頭馬喺高東尼獎嘅爭奪戰之中領先，另外徐宇石就為咗佢嘅護級戰而努力。而講翻馬胡椒軍曹呢方面，上一場都係跑同程賽事排呢個內檔起步，沿途跟住快放馬電路7號之下入到直路，突圍輕鬆過呢個電路7號贏馬。承接頭先所講啦，雖然時間唔係隔得好遠，休息時間未必足夠，但馬房嘅鬥心鬥志毋庸置疑，加上今場佢上一場嘅手下敗出想結嘅亦都退出埋。佢今次會排2檔起步，變相比上次仲更加靈活機警。雖然今次由梁家俊換咗蔡明少策嘅，但大叔依然都覺得呢隻馬係有機會再下一城嘅。另外就推介第8場嘅4號智力更新俾大家。原因係因為佢上一場嘅贏馬姿態非常之輕鬆，今次依然又莫雷拉執腳。暫時賠率會比較好分，希望到時都係咁啦嚇。希望到時人馬都可以再下一城。今次嘅心水講到呢度，多謝大家。